I want to take a few seconds at the beginning of this video to tell you about our other channel, The History of Weapons. That link is below. We're here at Blue Steel Guns again with Maggie. Maggie, it's such a pleasure to be able to talk to you again. So we put out a video a little bit ago asking you, what is up with primers? Now, there's also a few international producers of primers. So what do you think with these international producers of primers? Are those making it into the United States?
Well, that depends. Have we blocked off trade with any of those companies? Are those countries allied with any other country that we're not friends with? And so we're giving that country the finger and, and saying, no, we're not going to buy anything from you either? Or do we have, you know, trade embargoes where stuff's just held up in shipping somewhere? I don't know. That's the state of the that's the current state of the world.
Nightly news,
right? It is. It really is.
Yeah.
So your best bet for finding stuff is to find stuff that's produced in the country where you live, rather than obviously trying to outsource. But
traffic jams in the ports.
Yes. Arms Corps Precision in the Philippines. They make the Rock Island brand firearms and everything. They are a huge primer manufacturer. Also, the raw materials that make primers are also some of the raw materials that go into making computer chips, which is something else the Philippines is cranking out at a massive rate. And so they do a lot of computer chip manufacturing and stuff over there, arms. So sounds like a really fun place. I think the food's pretty good over there.
And arms.
Right? Firearms and computers.
So I have not heard of what's going on in the Philippines, but do you believe that they're kind of running into a shortage of being able to produce as much as they? I mean, I've met some of the head guys of Arms Corps, and they're very smart businessmen, and they seem to want to make a lot of money, is the impression I get from. So I would think they'd be cranking it out. So that would make sense that the reason they're not cranking that out is because of the rest of the industry in that country.
And, you know, then being that they are islands, you know, and have no other way of exporting than through ships and shipping and everything like that, and you have to rely on how good is the weather. Can we get people to run the ships? And then can we get people to, you know, truck the freight from the cargo ships to the warehouses where they're supposed to be when they finally land at the countries they're going to? It seems like people are having a lot of problems with the logistics of getting shipments from point A to point B these days.
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of that.
Yep.
So
I think if I was in the industry and I was relying on something to come from out of the country, I might consider selling my business right now. I'm just being honest. I couldn't imagine not having product for sale or having to, you know, raise your prices so high because you're relying on importation.
We do a lot of importation here in the United States because
more than most.
It's cheaper to ship stuff off and have somebody else make it than it is to have made here.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe.
Now, just again, kind of a maybe not a possible answer, do you see this coming to an end soon on these primers? And just from what you see here at the store and what you're hearing from orders and the people that deal with you and sell to you?
The hope and the dream is that this shortage is going to inspire someone of any generation to come up with something better than what we have. This is why you were a teacher, to inspire people to go on and do great things and go, well, if this is the problem, I think I can find a workaround to that.
I guess that's where I struggle to see as it's still a problem. Like you think at some point somebody, because it's not really all that complicated.
It shouldn't be all that complicated. However, these things are regulated as an explosive device by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and explosives. So you do have to have proper licensing and proper paperwork to be able to manufacture these, to be able to ship them, to be able to import materials or export materials either partially or fully completed. So yeah, there's a lot of legal paperwork for the person who decides to take on that tiny little primer challenge. It looks like a small problem, right?
It does look
But it's a small problem with a lot of paperwork.
That causes a lot of problems.
Oh my gosh. So I think it will get better at some point. There's going to be somebody that comes up with a much better.
Because I do not believe demand on ammo. Like, I do think it went down from the panic buying level, but I as far as just at the consumer level it is now, I don't see it going down at all.
Yeah. Not for a while at least. I mean, not until we miraculously, go mining and uncover an entire cavern system full of complete primers. Yeah. That ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So.
Well, thank you so much. We'll keep talking with you.
Cool beans. I'll see you next time, Mark.
See you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.